fire.
Stop with the fire.
Are you trying to not let me be myself? Wow. You just snort.
Are we allowed to ask names?
Hi.
Hi.
What's your name?
My name, Erika.
Erika, like Erika Badu.
With a K, Erika with a K, yeah.
Cool. My name is Poobalan.
Poobalan, that's
Yes.
cool. How do I spell that?
Poobalan. It actually means flower boy.
Flower boy.
The fact that I could not see her allowed me to focus on things that were present more, such as her voice, her personality.
I think I just really went in with an open mind and I just hope to have fun.
Poo is flower in Tamil.
Okay.
Balan is kind of like a word for boy.
Oh, that's cute. Did you get bullied? It feels like a name that people would bully you growing up.
For sure. 100%. Kids are nasty.
Yeah.
And at one point I wanted to change my name to Robert. Robert Raj!
Even though he told me that he hated that name growing up and he got bullied for it, I think it's really silly because in the end, now it's such a cool name and it's very unique. I was born in the Philippines and then I moved here when I was 6 and I grew up here pretty much my whole life. I can speak English too, but my natural speaking voice is this right now.
When you want to get something in Singapore, then you start speaking Singlish?
Not really. I mean, sometimes, it's more shook to speak in Singlish. You know, you just get the point across. It's damn funny.
Yeah, I get that. Especially when I'm buying coffee in the morning.
Do they call you Shuaika?
Yeah.
Testimonials from
Auntie's testimonials are very valid.
It felt like there was less pressure. He wasn't looking at me. He didn't see me. So there was no choice but to just get to know each other more through just communicating.
Do you feel like you're a different person speaking different languages?
Sometimes, because I'm Filipino, so when I speak Bisaya, and then when I'm in the Philippines, then I feel more Pinay actually.
Pinay?
Yeah.
Is that?
Pinay is for girls.
Is it?
Nowadays you can call someone an actor and then it can be both for girls and guys. But,
Okay, gender
yeah,
neutral and all that.
something like that. I just say I'm Pinoy.
So wait, the other languages that you speak are?
Oh yes, fluent English, basic Bisaya, and conversational Mandarin.
Okay. Well, I only speak English and Tamil. A bit of Tamil.
Oh, so I'm technically better than you.
Subjective.
Okay, can you teach me to say something cool in Tamil?
Wow. If I knew something cool in Tamil, I would, but honestly, I don't. Because I don't really speak a lot of Tamil.
Oh, you don't?
No, because my parents speak English, so we speak English at home.
Oh, really?
I can try to say, how are you?
Okay.
Eppadi?
Epidi,
Irukku?
irukku,
Ringa.
ringe. Epidi, irukku, ringe.
Yeah, not bad.
Yay.
That's quick.
But I feel like
You think I'm teaching you something
silly.
wrong?
Yeah, I just said something silly actually.
You gotta
and
trust
then,
me on this
And then
one.
they're gonna translate it.
And then they'll be
And
like,
I'll
that's not what it
find out-
means.
I'll find out later.
That would have been funny. I should have done that instead.
எப்படி இருக்கிறீர்கள்?
But unfortunately, that's not what I did. Now, teach me something that's interesting to say in Philippines.
I find it interesting because
Okay.
it's funny. I think it's funny. So, it also has to do with how are you, because how are you is kumusta ka. So the response, in English, it's funny because the response is mabuti. And
Mabuti.
obviously, everyone's always like, oh, my booty.
Carefree, bubbly, outspoken, funny. Yeah, seemed like it shone through when we were not able to see each other.
What do you do for fun?
Funny enough, I just listen to music at home in the dark. What kind of music do you like?
I listen to a lot. So I think right now, number one is pop.
Like Bruno Mars and Taylor Swift?
Ew, sorry.
Ew?
Sorry.
You say you like pop. If you had to guess what kind of music I like, what do you think?
Okay, hip hop.
Oh, nice. Very true.
I don't know.
Okay.
I just
Great guess though.
It's just a guess. It was
Sharit's partner for life.
my favorite band. I think of all time. Wow. Maybe I think it's the 1975.
Of all time? Of all time? Like of all bands ever made? Try again. So who's your favorite band?
No of all time. There's
No?
no of all time.
If you had to choose one?
Oh, Aerosmith.
Aerosmith.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. I guess subjective, right? Music is something that is very personal. Maybe she has bad taste, I don't know. She also said 1975 is her all-time favorite band, and then she changed the answer to Aerosmith. So I guess she's also kind of confused. If money wasn't a concern, how would you spend your day?
I'd probably go road tripping.
Yeah, where?
I think I'll just start with the US just because like I mostly want to see the nature because I know that the nature there is really beautiful. Like I haven't really seen the beautiful nature there.
I would bring everyone I love and go overseas. Preferably go somewhere everyone likes. I guess build some schools.
Okay.
Yeah.
Build some school.
Yeah, you know, so people can get free education and all that.
I think I'd like to build houses like
Yeah.
for the homeless. Like a lot of the times homelessness is really like not their fault
Yeah,
and it's just their
circumstantial.
circumstances. So I think it'd be nice if we gave them the opportunity to like, you know, bring themselves up.
Yeah, a new life and all that. We do have things in common. Looking forward to find out more.
Sorry, I'm honestly trying my best to multitask right now.
But the fact that you've been doing it for the past however many minutes is
It's
quite impressive.
because just now I was doing something not really like requiring precision.
Wow.
So now
Good to
I'm
know.
trying to be a little bit more precise.
Finally putting in some effort.
Finally, girl. What do you think your family values are?
Honestly, I'm not someone that is pressed. I think it's more about who I'm starting my family with. Well, then if I do, I guess family values will include being open, having a family that can communicate about things that seemingly might be difficult.
Honestly, in my head, a family would be me, maybe with a partner. If I don't have one, that's fine. And ideally, I'd like to have one dog and one cat.
Oh, so you're not talking about kids? When you say family, you meant just like you and two animals, it's fine.
I feel like a family is whatever you make of it. So.
Oh, okay, then, okay. See, I didn't know that. I thought you meant in the traditional sense. Yeah, then I guess it's just me and one Rottweiler is also fire.
Rottweiler. Okay, Rotties are so pretty.
Roddies? Is that what they're called?
Rotties. Okay, Pooh, are your shoes ready?
Ready.
Okay, great, because mine's not.
Well,
Give me like 1 second. Okay, I did it.
Wow.
I did it. Yay!
good job.
I've been on a few blind dates that were not very fun, but this was the first fun blind date that I've had, yeah.
It was fun. It was easy to be myself. There was no expectations to be anyone else.
Okay, where do I sit? Oh, casting couch. Okay, wait, no, I don't want to sit here. Sorry, feng shui.
Hi.
You look so cool. I love your style.
Hi, how are you?
Nice to finally meet you. Hello. But yeah, I'm really happy to meet you in person.
Same.
Yeah, you look cooler than I imagined. I think it's like the style-wise.
Okay. So
Not in a
somehow-
bad way, not in a bad way.
So my voice does not translate coolness. I think I feel relaxed in this moment.
Relax.
I think the conversations that we had, supposedly fun. She laughs a lot, so I think I did a good job.
I laugh a lot without anybody.
Whoa, sick! Wow, so nice.
Oh my god,
That's just so fire.
This is so cute! Oh my god, I love
It's so well thought out.
No, I like this one, this part. Ooh, so cool.
We can go on a walk. Cause that's
I think
my...
that's a yes for him because he said that he likes to go on walks for a date, so yes. Yes, I'll go. He's so annoying, but I'll say yes.
Personally, no, but that's only because of the way I view race and religion. And I don't think it impacts the way I view relationships. Try every bush, try every dish of the buffet. You might find something you like and you keep going back to that.
At the end of the day, what makes you happy and what helps you sleep at night? That's the choice that you should make.
And then it was fire. So now,
Is that your favorite word, fire?
one of my many.